Truth Seekers is the new horror comedy series for Amazon. I'm Reilly Chow, contributing editor at Gold Derby, here with Nick Frost, who is co-creator, co-writer, executive producer, and star of the show. Now, I've talked to a few of your co-stars, and they kind of describe the show as a gentle comedy, one that yields a rueful smile. Can you tell me about working with the tone of this and how you set it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of tricky balance, you know. We wanted it to be funny, obviously, but also we wanted it to be frightening. So I think, but also kind of weird, you know, a bit like a few of us described it as when you were like a kid and you had flu and you kind of got slightly delirious, you know. We wanted to try and find where that was, but also put it in a kind of a Black Mirror kind of universe where you're not sure exactly where it is or what time it is, and it could be another dimension potentially. And you know, we play about with Elton John's name that no one's that really, but it doesn't surprise anyone. And you know, potentially that's because Elton John in this dimension isn't a singer-songwriter, you know. But we kind of took the comedy; it kind of took care of itself in terms of the way we wrote and stuff. And then between us and Jim Field-Smith, and we gave him kind of touchstones of what we liked and what made us, what, you know, scared us horrifically in terms of movies, and he just got it, you know. He got it completely.
I do want to ask quickly about Elton John. How did you choose Elton John and Lionel Richie as opposed to the names of, you know, any other singers?
It just kind of, Elton John just kind of stuck, and then we were writing one day in the writers' room, and someone suggested Lionel Richie as the alt name for Elton John. It was like, yeah, this is funny. We loved it. It just kind of happened, you know.
Okay, how did you find Jim Field-Smith, your director, and what were kind of the rules that you wanted to establish in terms of the aesthetic?
Well, the rules we established, me and Nat and James and Simon had like a mood board of things that we loved in terms of thrillers and horrors and monsters and X-Files episodes and, you know, quirky clips from Arthur C. Clarke in the 80s and, you know, YouTube clips of ghosts or potential ghosts or exorcisms or, you know, ladies talking in Spanish with a different voice other than their own, and just put together like a mood board of those things. And when he came to show us his mood board, a lot of the things on his were the same as the ones on ours. So we kind of thought like, oh, okay, maybe it's right, you know.
And what about the score? I found it kind of surprisingly striking. You don't really expect to have much of a score, I think, when you watch a comedy on television.
Yeah, I mean, Jim was really adamant that you know, Amazon kind of call it a horror comedy or a comedy, but it's not. We wanted to make a 4-hour film, you know, and as such, we wanted it scored with original music, and you know, we wanted to shoot it a certain way, and I think it really paid off. I think it's really beautiful.
And I read that Amazon wanted you to cut 30 pages of it, so I'm wondering, was it supposed to be more episodes at some point, or how did that work?
No, I think it was. I have a feeling it was slightly less episodes, but more like double the page count. I think we overly wrote every script, like made it as big as we could, and then we got to a point where they said, okay, well, we need kind of 20 pages out of this, and it's like, oh my god, now what? How are we going to do it? And then kind of had to sit and untangle and unweave all the stuff we'd done, and but somehow retain, you know, the character-driven comedy and fun, and it kind of worked, you know. Jim needed some time within the story to be able to let the horror fester and manifest, you know.
I also understand that you all quit in the middle, or at least that's what you said. So I'm wondering what kind of lessons you learned from writing this show, which is, you know, your series writing debut, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we all quit for like an hour each at certain points, and then
Okay.
someone quit on a Friday, and then we all came back Monday and stuff. So I think it was really personal for us all, this job. You know, it was difficult to separate, you know, how personal it was with the business mechanics of it all, you know. So, and also I think we set off writing this not necessarily knowing what the ending was, but wanting it to be one thing, and that one thing was so big and vast, and you know, we needed to find what the ending was and then work toward that, rather than just writing and thinking it will happen. You know, it didn't work like that.
And having 4 writers credited on all the scripts and all the same writers is quite unusual, I think, for television. So how did that break down in terms of you and Simon Pegg?
Well, realistically, me and Simon and Nat and James wrote episodes 1 and 8 together. And then me and Nat and James split up the other 6 episodes, so we did 2 each. And then Simon edited those 6 as well. Yeah, that's how we did it.
All right. I talked to Simon Pegg last year, long before we had seen anything from the show. And he's very quick to say that this is kind of not another buddy comedy like we're so used to seeing from the two of you in film.
Yeah.
So why was this more of a vehicle for you with him in such a decidedly supporting role?
Well, it was my idea, really. You know, it was me and James's idea, and Simon was kind of keen to do bits and pieces and help co-write it and stuff. But I think the nuts and bolts of him and his job was that he couldn't say, yes, I can shoot for 8 weeks in whenever we shot it. You know, he had to be free for Mission or Star Trek, and so we came up with a nice cunning way of just shooting him out.
And what's the story with his wig?
Wig?
Yeah. Like his hair.
I can't say, but should we get a season 2, all will be revealed.
Okay. And then how about the look of your character? Because you've got this enormous beard. I was a little surprised to see you so clean shaven today.
Oh my God, yeah, I hate it. I'm doing a show for CBS and they asked me to shave. So I kind of figured I had the beard for like 8 years and maybe I should just make some effort and shave. So I did. But yeah, I mean, Gus's beard is essentially Nick Frost's beard.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. So you got Kelly MacDonald in the show. She's got a fairly small role in the first season, but I understand that she'll have a much bigger role, if you have further seasons.
Sorry.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask, how did you get her attached to the project?
How did we? You know what? I'm not sure how Kelly became involved with the project. We wrote this part of JoJo as it was really a big part of the whole script and something that you find out along the way. You know, like we drip and leave little breadcrumbs, and then at the end, it's like, oh my God, you know. But hers was one of the elements that we had to kind of lose. You know, the kind of shadowy government agency she works for had to kind of come out, sadly. But as a result of that, we've got it all for season 2. So I think you'll have to ask Jim how we cast her, but I'm glad we did because she is lovely and magical.
So how long do you see the show going?
50 years.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I mean, I think there are 3 seasons here, definitely. If they wanted more, but you know, you're working with the occult and ghosts, and you can write anything. It's all fun and good as long as the characters like each other and still get on, and they're believable, and we're having fun. Then you know, who knows.
And in terms of an official renewal, is that something that you're involved in, or it's more Amazon waiting for, coronavirus or other shows?
Yeah. I've been talking to Amazon this week, and they've just got lots of, I don't know how it works with in terms of like a platform like Amazon. I think it's kind of it's based on an algorithm and lots of factors. So we've been in touch, and they're still waiting to hear. So fingers crossed.
And how did you land at Amazon in the first place, as opposed to anywhere else?
We just Nat and James knew the guys at Amazon had known them for a while, and they said, "Why don't we send a script to them?" And we did, and they just kind of got it, and they liked Nat and James, and then we all met, and we had a good laugh, and so they kind of commissioned it for the UK, and then Matthew kind of got involved in the worldwide, and then just took it from there, So they were they were really supportive. I mean, incredibly supportive. We never really saw them, and their notes were great and minimal, and they were really good.
All right, I talked to Emma Darcy, who plays Astrid, and I was asking her about what are the rules of her being a ghost on the show, because we always see her in the same clothes. We don't see her eating. And then I think during the interview, she kind of realized that's the extent to what she knows. So I'm wondering if there are rules relating to her sleeping or her not needing money, what you established there.
Well, she's not, unless she's with Elton, she's not solid. No one can see her. That's why she can be with Richard in the house and Richard not see her, Well, her not eating. She can't eat. Or she just doesn't eat. Sleeping, we always imagine she kind of reset every night and then woke up in the hospital again. But then since she's with Elton, since she's kind of in his, spirit equator, she can kind of be a bit more real. Time moves for her, and she can touch things, and I think she sleeps in the van or on Elton's couch.
All right. I also wanted to ask about kind of the series, how it kind of plays into kind of 5G conspiracy theories, but I imagine all the writing and all that predated those things really taking off. So I'm wondering how you feel about that.
I don't think it could have come at a better time for us. People burning 5G masks because they think they're spreading COVID disease. It was like manna from heaven in terms of us and what we were doing.
And finally, I want to ask about you being on set. I understand that you're not really one to kind of crack up on set and laugh at the takes and the comedy. Could you talk about that approach? Because I feel like in a lot of comedies, films, TV shows, people are always laughing, maybe more than you'd expect after doing so many takes.
Maybe too much. I don't know. Me and Edgar and Simon, when we started out, if we ever laughed, we'd get into great trouble, because we were shooting on film and we never had time to finish our day, and so I think we got into a habit then of, listen, we do laugh a lot and we crack up, and if it's funny, it's funny. But we're there to work, I guess, and let's all be professionals and let's get the shot, and but we're not taskmasters. If it's funny, let's have a laugh. I get it, it's funny, but I'm kind of tough to make laugh in terms of on set and stuff,
And I guess also, what can you say about this CBS show that you're filming?
What can I say? It's called Why Women Kill, and it's from producer Mark Cherry, and it's the second season, and I'm having a hoot with Miss Alison Tolman.
All right, great, Nick. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to chat. We look forward to seeing future seasons of Truth Seekers, and we have other interviews with your cast on our YouTube channel.
Okay.